Surah Al-Fath. Surah Al-Fath consists of 29 verses, including the Madaniyyah surahs, revealed after Surah Al Jumu'ah. It is called Al-Fath, which means victory, taken from Fathan's words in the first verse of this chapter. Most of the verses of this chapter explain things related to the victories achieved by the Prophet Muhammad, Shalallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in his wars. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was very happy with the revelation of the first verse of this chapter. This joy is expressed in his words narrated by Bukhari. Indeed, a chapter has been sent down to me which I truly love more than all that the sun shines on. The joy of the Prophet Muhammad, Shalallahu Alaihi Wasallam, was because his verses explained about the victory that Muhammad, Shalallahu Alaihi Wasallam, would obtain in his struggle and about the perfection of Allah's blessings on him. The main contents of Surah Al-Fath. Good news to the Prophet Muhammad, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah was a great victory. It is stated in Surah Al-Fath verses 1-7. Allah has given real victory to the Prophet Muhammad to forgive his sins, complete his blessings, show him the straight path, and provide great help. Allah also sends calm into the hearts of believers to increase their faith, while for obedient believers, Allah will enter them into paradise with rivers flowing beneath them, erase their mistakes, and give them great benefits. However, for hypocrites and idolaters who are prejudiced against Allah, they will suffer a bad punishment. Allah's wrath, curses, and hell will be provided as a bad place to return to. Ridwan's bay'at took place. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Fath, verses 8-10. The Prophet Muhammad was sent as a witness, bringer of good news, and a warning so that people would believe in Allah and His Messenger, strengthen their religion, magnify Him, and glorify Him both morning and evening. People who pledge allegiance to the Prophet Muhammad are essentially pledging allegiance to Allah, and whoever breaks this promise will only befall themselves, while whoever keeps their promise to Allah will be given a great reward. A reproach to people who are afraid of war. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Fath, verses 11-17. The Bedouin Arabs who were abandoned because they did not want to go to Hudaybiyah asked for forgiveness with their mouths without sincerity, but Allah knows all their actions. Those who do not believe in Allah and His Messenger will suffer the punishment of hell, while Allah has power over everything in the heavens and the earth, and is forgiving and merciful. Bedouin people who want to change Allah's promise when they want to take the spoils of war are prohibited from participating, and they will face the consequences. Those who obey Allah and His Messenger will be admitted to paradise where rivers flow, while those who turn away will suffer a painful punishment. Allah bless the companions who undertake Ridwan's bay'at. It is stated in Surah Al-Fath verses 18-26. Allah gave victory and peace to the believers who pledged allegiance to the Prophet Muhammad under a tree, and gave them a lot of war booty as a reward for their loyalty. Allah promised spoils of war that the believers could take, and He hastened these gifts as proof for them and to show them the straight path. Allah has power over all things, and if the disbelievers fight the believers, they will lose and have no protection. The Sunnatullah that has been in effect since ancient times will not change, and Allah protects the believers from the tyrannical attempts of the unbelievers in Mecca after giving them victory. The disbelievers who prevent the believers from the Grand Mosque will be punished with a painful punishment, while Allah sends peace to His Messenger and the believers who have the sentence of piety. The truth of the Prophet Muhammad's dream about entering the city of Mecca. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Fath verses 27-28. Allah will prove the truth of the Prophet Muhammad's dream by entering the Grand Mosque in a safe condition, shaving and shortening his hair, and without fear, in accordance with His will, which has given a close victory before. Allah sent His Messenger with guidance and the true religion to be superior to all religions, and Allah is sufficient as a witness to that. The characteristics of the Prophet Muhammad and his companions mentioned in the Torah and the Gospel. mentioned in Surah Al-Fath verse 29. Prophet Muhammad and his followers were harsh towards the unbelievers, but remained loving towards each other, always seeking Allah's pleasure by bowing and prostrating. The signs of prostration were visible on their faces, like seeds growing into plants which pleases the one who plants it. As an example of their qualities revealed in the Torah and the Gospel, Allah promises forgiveness and a great reward for those who believe and do good deeds among them. Conclusion of Surah Al-Fath. Surah Al-Fath discusses events related to the Peace of Hudaybiyah and Allah's promise of victory for the Muslims. This chapter confirms that Allah has armies in the heavens and on earth, and promises forgiveness and great rewards for the believers. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent as a witness, bearer of good news, and warner with the assertion that Islam would defeat other religions. In a legal context, this chapter states that crippled and sick people are exempt from the obligation to fight. The stories told include events surrounding Bayatul Ridwan and the Peace of Hudaybiyah. This chapter also conveyed the good news to the Prophet Muhammad, Shalallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that he and the believers would enter the city of Mecca in victory, which happened a year later. Apart from that, this chapter describes the attitude of believers towards each other and towards unbelievers, as well as mentioning the qualities of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions, which have been mentioned in the Torah and Gospel, as well as Allah's promise that Muslims will control areas that were not previously controlled by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.